Review here with the great Tetons, Tita. So he went Lucio. Let's just give it a watch.
Come on, let's bring it together.
All right. So I'm going to break down different things from pro tips to basic tips. First thing I'm looking at is I'm looking at the team comp. Now, you know, since we're in the video review, we see everyone's team, their team, our team. You would just see your team. But already you can see, you know, Levi Power hasn't chose, okay, he chose a character, so let's pause right here. Okay, so out of the 6, you got the boys as a tank, Bacano's DPS, you're the healer, support. You got another DPS with Farah, another DPS, another DPS. So you got 4 DPS, super common because no one wants to play anything other. 1 tank, you're the healer. So already you are the sole healer. There's no one else that heals here. I mean, Picano can heal himself, and he's going to have to because he'll be busy healing everyone else. Lucio, so even though it says get ready, you know, it's going to start in 16 seconds, Lucio starts right now. So already, you got to think you can speed boost. Your team has already started going up. But now we're about 10 seconds from the fight. Now the other team's grouped up. The other team is totally ready, all grouped up where they are. But since you had Levi Power not even know what he wanted to be, he's going to be late to this party. So, you know, first fight, he's late. One thing you can do to help this is you can actually save your amp it up, go speed boost, and speed boost him, so that maybe you guys can make it, you know, full 6 there. If not, if you don't want to wait for him, maybe you could just help this guy. Now, a good starting setup is typically height. This guy kind of got it, you know, starting higher, although that's kind of like right at the spawn door. No one else has any height, so typically I'll see people post up here, and I'll see people post up like back here. You guys aren't playing that, and that's fine. You're playing right up in their grill. You are just going to have to follow your team. Wherever your team is where you go. So if the boys is the only tank, the diva, then you just stay with the diva. You heal the diva. And it's up to everyone else to kind of stay around here. Okay. Should we watch a little bit? Okay. So let's go back just a little bit. First thing, the spawn door's to your left and you're looking right. So that's going to be like my first basic tip is, you know, where you're looking. You don't have to be shooting, hitting perfectly, but you do need to be looking towards the enemies and trying to stay behind your teammates. So, you know, behind the teammates, shooting for, this is perfect. Right here, this is already a lot better. Now, the critical, you're going to be able to see this. This Farah is about to die. You know, if someone breathes on her, she's dead. You probably need to switch to healing, not for long. You know, you can toggle it. You could go healing, speed, you know, and I like that you have speed out in general, but as soon as you see someone critical, you should be thinking, how can I heal them? Especially since you're the only healer on this team. Yeah. So like this is a downtime. Not really much going on. They lost, they need to regroup. I see 2 players, I see the boys and Park, both need health. Not much, but they need it. They don't need speed because they're already up as far as they can go. They're right at the spawn door. So this is where I would, again, flip to heals, bring them to full health, and then go back to speed. Okay, now this next tip is a pro tip. Going to take some time to get. Knowing your matchups, knowing who you match up well against and who you match up poorly against. As Lucio, you don't match up well against Roadhog. So right here, that's a Zarya Zenyatta. Those are great. You could just start wailing on them. You could just start shooting them, push them. Great. As soon as you see this, kind of need to back off, and you did, whether you realize it or not. But you didn't continue this fight. You went and stayed around your teammate. That was perfect. That's why he dies. Okay, so now that guy's back there. A lot of people lower levels chase him. I like that you didn't. I think you just stay with this line. You're still staying within, healing everyone. That's good. It does take a little bit to get used to, but alternating is helpful. So, you're sitting, it seems that you're sitting on speed or you're sitting on healing. You should kind of be fluttering. Not like constant, but like back and forth, because when they have full health, they don't need health. And when sometimes just speed just helps out in general. So I'd like to see more movement between the two. You're using your crossfade. And see right now, this number in the middle says 5. That means all 5 of your teammates are receiving your heal. So you're doing a good job of staying centered to your team, which I like. Okay, while we're here, pro tip. You just wiped the whole team. You could be getting height. You don't need to, everyone else needs to find stairs. Here, let's roam around a little bit. Everyone else needs to, so let's say they wanted to get up there. The normal person that doesn't have any great jump would have to go through this door, up the stairs, and around. You can wall ride. So you can actually just wall ride from here, just bang, 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 climb right up. Takes a little practice, worth doing it though, because then here, you could be from here. You could be shooting, you could be looking, and then you could always jump down, to join your team. That's something worth knowing.
I'm ready to initiate self-destruct sequence. Pick it up.
Okay, so typically, as a support, especially as the only support, you shouldn't be front line. You should always be back line. So even though you're all playing super aggressive here, you're playing the most aggressive. You're actually at the door. So you need to be behind them. Ideally behind a tank, but really just behind some of your teammates. Also, one thing again, you're getting turned around where people can look at your back a lot. So see right here, look how far up you are. You're up against a bad matchup with this Roadhog, and you're as far up as it can go. Everyone else, further behind you. So look where your teammates are. Your tank is actually, just still getting demeched. So really, you should be back here, just in order to live. So. Okay, so you're missing a lot, and that's fine. That's going to come in time. One thing, I think just aim a little bit higher. You seem to be looking at the ground a lot. I see, even with the Roadhog, you're aiming the ground a lot. At the pro level, I'd say go for headshots. At this point in time, go for body shots. Let's try not to hit the ground. Let's just aim it a little bit higher. I'm pretty, yeah. So right now, you're kind of off on your solo mission. I'm looking at the team's health bar. They're pretty low. They're like half health. You killing this Lucio doesn't change anything. Your team not having a healer, huge. So right now, advantage them just for him, or Lucio, their Lucio is doing a good job pulling you out. So I think be mindful that you don't need to go on solo missions,
I'm on fire.
Enemy contact.
I like this. So I like that you pulled off to the side, using the wall as cover, looking at them. That was the right idea. Look how surrounded you have this choke right now. I mean, this may work at a low level, not only is it computers, but they're all coming out the same choke. There are 3 different ways they could come out. So in a higher matched game, you know, they're going to be coming out all 3 ways, and you could be jumped on right now from the top, actually. Yeah. So right now they're all going that. Yep. And this is where you need to join your team, you know. So even though I said the Roadhog wasn't a good matchup, now that you're shooting from behind, that's perfect. You know, you can just be laying into them. Okay, I thought, yeah, so this is kind of funny. You go and take the health pack. You had 1 HP. You could have just flipped to your heals. I probably would have left it in case your teammate wanted it, but great beat. You got like 4 people with it, your teammates. So that's good. Super aggressive. I definitely wouldn't recommend doing that in like an actual game. Yeah, you're kind of oblivious to like what's going on with your team. See, yeah, so you got caught. You're sitting here. Look at what you're doing. So you're chilling here, trying to be super aggressive. But what's happening over here? Is they're all grouped up, all 6 of them right there. Farah and now Diva, they're outnumbered, 6 to 1, 6 to 2. You need to really get there and help them. You know, now you're split. Now they're grouped and you're split from your team. I think you just got a little tunnel visioned over there. So one thing, when CarQ does VOD reviews, he actually prefers losses rather than wins. Because in a win, you're like, oh, well, anything works, because you're just steamrolling them. But in a loss, it's like, okay, what could I have done differently to turn this loss into a win? You know? So maybe next VOD review we do a loss, or we just do like a person versus person game instead of just versus compies.